How's it hanging, YouTube? Boosh back here with some more Ori. We got some more Ori on the agenda. But like I said in the last episode, I'm going to be trying something new. I'm going to, while I play, I don't know what this is. Eye stone. Curious eye-shaped gem would fit nicely into a stone eye socket. Oh, alright, cool. I'm just going to start talking about things. I'm going to try to elicit some conversation about topics that I have interest in, or just things that I think about that make me go, huh. And today, I chose to talk about dating. So, what I mean by talking about dating is, I was thinking about how the virus that is going around in these parts, as in the world, has changed how we date, and has changed how people interact with other people on that kind of level. And that in turn got me thinking about how dating kind of evolves as you get older. So starting from, where am I supposed to be going? I don't know. So starting from when you're like a kid in middle school, you know, that's kind of the first time I dated. I think I might have had a quote unquote girlfriend in elementary school, but that was probably not like an actual relationship. But in middle school you start out excuse me. In middle school you start out interacting with kids, and everyone's your friend, and I mean, I guess there's bullies and stuff, which kind of sucks, but for the most part you're discovering kind of who you are, and the opposite sex. You're starting to interact with them differently for the first time. And in my experience, the way it kind of took place was it seemed to be very heavily focused on trampolines. As odd as that might sound. Let's see what this cutscene is real quick. Oh, it's not a cutscene? Oh, there it is. Got your eye bibbles back, buddy. Open your mouth. Cool. But now can I get up there to talk again? I don't think I can. But anyways, so trampolines, as I was saying, I found played a very large part in the adolescent, middle school era dating world. Let's talk to Twilwin. Twillin? Oh, the glowing stranger my customers speak of with such awe. Tell me, is it usual for your kind to fall from the sky? I have met many curiosities on my travels, after all. Oh yes, some fall, some fly, some prowl, some slither. But all are customers, just customers who want spirit shards. Upgrades, view shards. Oh, 10% chance to deal 50% bonus damage. Deal bonus damage to flying enemies, additional life, additional energy. Reduce energy costs by half and increase damage taken by 100%. Wow. Swap max life and max energy. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. You met the feathered traveler, not a customer. No, it doesn't quite agree with my way of appreciating such ancient temples. Oh, you're a thief. You're like Indiana Jones. But what a waste it would be, leaving my dazzling shards to lie, useless and forgotten. Even so, I grow weary of the hunt. Perhaps I will find some place to set up a proper shop, someplace less dank. Okay, so he's the one that we upgrade our things from. Okay. Increased damage taken and dealt by 25%. I think I'm gonna upgrade my reduced damage taken. I hate that you have to talk to him twice to buy something. We can't afford these ones, but the one I was interested in is this one. Chance to deal 50% bonus damage. Seems pretty good. Which one do we want? Do we want sticky? Take less damage. See, so we take 20% less damage, even though we take 15% increased damage. So do these negate each other? So do I take 5% less damage now with these two? I think that might be the case. Take sticky off. Okay, those slam down on me. All right, game. Let me get back to my initial thoughts here. Middle school dating. So the first experience I kind of had with dating revolved a lot around, like I said, trampolines, which, you know, hear me out. Trampolines and like, oh, those are spikes. Definitely not spikes. Trampolines and milkshakes. So it sounds kind of odd, but when I was growing up, the trampoline was a place that not only did you hurt yourself and attempt to look cool with backflips and stuff, if you could do such a thing, which I never quite mastered. But trampolines were a way to hang out with girls and kind of chat and show off and be kind of cool if you were a backflipper. I could only ever do the front flip, so obviously I wasn't that cool. I'm not a spirit. There's a place where ghost spirits run and play. I tried to race them, but you're not fast. New rumor. Spirit trials. Curious pedestals reveal spirits of the past. Whoa, why did I fall through that? Damn game. What's going on here? So yeah, trampolines, you sat on them, you did cool tricks, and you know, you talked to the ladies. And one of my first girlfriends, I think I got from sitting on a trampoline and, you know, just talking about whatever it is young kids talk about, probably nothing important. Talking to her and chewing bubble gum and just playing around on a trampoline. I mean, they're very important. Ow, that hurt. I knew he was gonna hit me. So you go from trampolines and bubble gum, and then you go home. And back then we had landlines. We didn't have cell phones, so it was all landlines in the early days of my dating. And you would go home and you would have to like schedule the use of the phone, because you can only have one person on the phone at a time. So if you had brothers and sisters, you had to schedule out, you know, who was going to be able to use it at this time. And the way that system worked was the oldest wins. There was no debating and sharing. It was, well, I'm older and I'm using it, so, you know, shove off. And it was funny because then you would go and complain to your mom or dad, whoever you think would give you the advantage in that situation. And you would complain to them, you know, he's hogging the phone, I want to use it. And then they would go and make them share the phone. They'd make them get off. I should have shot that eyeball. They'd make them get off the phone. But the way my brother always did it was he'd come into my room and throw the phone at my head. Because he was obviously upset that he couldn't talk to, I'm assuming, his girlfriend at the time. And that's just how the cycle would go, and rinse and repeat. And you would be sitting on these landlines for hours. I mean, we talked for hours, and at that age, what are you talking about for that long? I mean, absolutely nothing, basically. You're just kind of sitting around, and I don't know. And it'd be weird because the landlines back then, they would get like really warm on your face. I don't know, cell phones kind of get warm like that, but a little bit. But the landline we had, I just remember it always being, it would be like almost too hot to like put to your ear, so you'd have to put it on speakerphone. It was an odd sensation. And that was like middle school dating in a nutshell. I mean, started on a trampoline. You might go out and see a movie every now and then, but that seemed to be few and far between at that point as well. And then you would talk on the phone for hours and hours and hours about nothing, until eventually you would... What's going on here? Weird. What's the point of that? Until eventually you would gather the courage. Can I not jump down through this? Oh. I see, said the blind man. Interesting. Till eventually you'd gather the courage up to awkwardly ask this girl to be your girlfriend. And that's another big difference that I'll be getting to here later. But you would actually ask the girls or boys, depending, to be your girlfriend or be your boyfriend. And when's the last time you've done something like that? I mean, I've never. You stop asking girls to be your girlfriend and you start going on dates. Like that's the big difference. And it's just an interesting little switch when you're younger like that to think about. At least I think so. So you'd ask this girl out, and then dating would consist of, like I said, just talking on the phone for hours about nothing and hanging out at, someone's backyard messing around on a trampoline. Like that was pretty much middle school dating for me. Maybe there's a lot, I'm sure there's different experiences for everybody, obviously, but that was mine. How do I get that over here, do you wonder? This is a puzzle, and my brain is not able to keep up with the solution. So you move from that kind of innocent experience to high school. And when you move into high school, oops, wrong button. When you go into high school, it becomes, it's like the hormones take over, and they become something. Dating becomes just altogether different in almost every aspect. I don't think this is gonna work. How is this supposed to work? All that estrogen and testosterone start building up, and they make kids do weird things. Hormones are crazy. Everybody goes into high school wants to be something else, wants to be somebody else. They want to be cool or make a change that they think people will like. You care about a lot of kids' opinions at that age, which is something that I didn't really have. I never have really cared about other people's opinions of myself, but it takes a while for a lot of people to figure that out. Like, it doesn't matter what they think, it only matters what I think or the people that you care about think. Especially when it comes to solving puzzles. Maybe if we push this up here. Can't hit that. Can I hit it now? Will this work? Ah! That one goes farther. We figured it out. Easy. And so you get into high school, like I said, and everyone's trying to be somebody else. They're trying to be this or that. And I remember I had a bright, it was like neon yellow, this jacket, and it was reversible. I think on one side there was it was like a gray felt kind of material, and whoa, you get some movement speed on that, buddy. Ow. And it was this bright, oh come on, game. So I had this bright yellow reversible jacket that I thought was so cool, and I thought it would make me so many friends. I'd be so popular. I got this super cool jacket, and that obviously was not the case. It did nothing for me. In fact, I think it made people avoid me more. It was neon yellow, like bright. It was so gaudy. Now that I think about it. Ooh, sticking to walls would have been helpful there. So you go from the innocence of the trampoline and the milkshakes, and maybe you hold hands, to the hormonal influx of the high school prison, and you no longer, like I said, you no longer ask girls to be your girlfriend. You ask girls to go out on dates with you, and you go to movies, and you go out to eat. You know, almost more adult-like stuff, which eventually leads to, you know, the thing all teenagers are focused on at that age, which is getting good grades. I missed that. I can't get up there. How do I get up there? Ah, nope, not that way. Gotta figure this out. There we go. I keep pushing E to do the levers, even though it's shift. Let me see here. And then, and in high school also, the difference is everyone has their own cell phone at this point now. Everyone can call you, or you can call whoever you want at the push of a button. So you focus on trying to get girls' numbers or guys' numbers, whatever the case may be, and you stop talking on the phone. I noticed as well. It's all texting. So you transition from the landlines, talking for hours at a time, and you switch over to just texting all the time. Ah, that butthole. Everything's texting, and the thing I hate about texting is you lose a lot of emotion, you lose a lot of inflection, and focus on other words. What's the point of this? This just leads back to where I was. Yeah, what's the point of this? Yeah, this is just back at the entrance. What am I doing, game? Besides going in circles and messing up the flow of my conversation. But yeah, texting. You know, everyone does it. They would much rather text somebody than sit on the phone and talk to them. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just a younger generational thing or what. I can't get this item back here, or this orb, which is kind of a bummer. There's probably a way to. Getting up here is easy enough. Let's maybe mess around and try to figure out how to get that. I can't jump up to it. From here, maybe I can. Yeah, there we go. All right, figured it out. We need energy. No, cursed you! Damn game. Played me, son. You played me. So everyone's all ignoring the phones. You know, not ignoring their phones. They're freaking glued to them. And I was no different. I was the same way. But I've always liked talking on the phone more than I like texting. So I always make it a point to try to call people. I just like interacting that way. When you can hear someone's voice, you can tell much better how they're feeling and what they're trying to say. texting leads to a lot of, oh, I didn't mean that. Oh, sorry. No, I meant this. And autocorrect and just a bunch of issues with that. And I never could be bothered to explain myself more than was necessary. Man, we're missing out on a lot of experience by not having that other thing. The absorb stuff. What was the point of going down here? Or over here? I hit a switch and got an orb of experience? That's it? Or did it open something down here? Heck if I know. Oh yeah, look at us go. And so, in closing, I don't know. I was just kind of spitballing. I was thinking about how, like I said, how the dating differs. And then you go into, and nowadays, and dating's almost impossible. Well, with a pandemic going on, you know, people are paranoid, and they should be. It's a dangerous time, and you should really practice safe social distancing. But boy, has it destroyed the dating world. I mean, staying 6 feet away from somebody, it's hard to make that close personal connection anymore. And you know, the times are tough. And luckily, I guess with online dating, you can meet and interact with people in that way, but it's never the same as, you know, going out to dinner or being in person with somebody. And yeah, it's a weird switch, I thought, from growing up messing around on trampolines to, especially nowadays, you know, with online dating, you just send somebody a you know, you swipe right or whatever it is the fancy apps do nowadays. Like, yeah, she's good looking, maybe we'll talk, and maybe you hit it off, and it's a lot different. I don't know, it's a weird thing to think about growing up through all that other stuff, and now the technology being what it is has changed a lot about how we interact with the opposite sex. And it's an interesting thought I had. Just wanted to kind of ramble on about it. Might not make much sense. Excuse me. Might not make a whole lot of sense. I was kind of all over the place and playing the game, but I'll get better at it as time goes on. Ori's still fun. It's a great game. Obviously, I'm not very good at it, but we're making progress. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and hit that like button. Later.